Hi there, yeah. Okay, today's topic's going to be about practicing. Now, practicing, such a massive topic, really. I mean, I've done many hours over the years, but I'm looking at it from now a beginner's point of view, and how you should practice. Really, is not so much what you should practice, because you learn that in the lesson, but it's how you get your head around practicing. Because I've had people come, especially I suppose more kids, and if they did 5 minutes every other day, that they think that's probably enough, and sometimes it's a good start. Let's just say that. I think the main thing about practicing is getting consistent, and that doesn't mean you practice an hour a day, especially when you're a beginner. There's not enough stuff to learn. So going back to the consistency is, it's much better to practice every day for a short length of time than it is to practice once a week, say on a Sunday, for an hour. Now, just to give you a bit of a story, not my last teacher, but I think the last teacher before that. So about 20 years ago, I remember I used to go every fortnight, so every 2 weeks. But I used to have an hour lesson. So I used to had a great lesson. But what I tend to do, now I was younger then, so I was doing other things as well. But I had it in my head, well, I won't practice for 10 days, but I'll practice for 4 days before my lesson. And then I used to feel good going into my lesson. But what I've learned since is, it's to get good, or to progress the quickest, let's just say that, is to get consistent with it. So in an ideal world, practice every day, especially when you're a beginner. 10 minutes a day will be more than enough. You will definitely see big gains. It's when you start getting more advanced and you've then got to start putting 2 hours in, but we're talking a long way off for that. Now, so my advice would be, no matter what you get in a given lesson, or wherever you're getting your information from, what you're learning off YouTube or wherever, I would pick up the guitar every day, 10 minutes. That's what I would aim for. Now, there's going to be some days you can't do, let's say, the day flashes by and you can't do it. If you can do a little bit extra next day, great. If you can't, don't worry about it. Just carry on. It's when you do a week and you haven't done anything, then you've got to start asking the questions, where can I stick 10 minutes in? Like I said at the beginning, it's a big topic, this, because we could then get into the idea of, well, when should we practice? Because the way I used to practice, well, I still do to a certain extent, but when I used to take my kids to school, for example, I used to get up early in the morning, do an hour. Now, again, I'm obviously a bit more of an advanced player, so I had to do an hour, and then I did an hour on a night. But when you're first starting out, it's where can you stick 10 minutes in? Now, I'm a morning person. I love getting up in the morning, doing my practice 10 minutes, because then by the time I went to work, I was thinking, God, I've done my guitar for today. It's brilliant. Now, but you'll know yourself, if you're a night person, you might feel more motivated when you get from work, for example, or when the kids are in bed, etc. So it's about whatever fits best for you. But I think the big thing, like I said before, is about how often do you practice? Every day if you can. And if you can do 10 minutes a day, you'll be in a great place. Because by the time, let's say you have weekly lessons, for example, by the time you come to your next, the week after, you've done more than enough. Well, you've done enough. I would never say, you can never do more than enough practice. And you'll be ready for your next lesson. There's one other thing I've just remembered, which is really big as well, is having your guitar where you can see it. So not in a cupboard, not in another room where you never go. If you can have it in your living room or your bedroom or wherever you spend quite a bit of time, that's that thing that you can think, right, I was going to have to pick it up. And you can even split your practice down into 2 5-minute sessions. Let's just say you're doing a strumming pattern. Okay? Even if let's say I was doing this. Let's say I had to keep practicing this. Believe me, just doing that for 5 minutes is a long time. It really is. But if you kept doing it and you focused as well. I mean, focusing in practicing is another video in itself. Okay. But anyway, I hope that gives you some guidance of how to start and what you should be doing. Again, little and often is definitely the way forward, and not 1 hour on a Sunday. Okay? As always, any questions, give me a shout, and I'll be there to answer them for you. Okay, have a great day. Cheers.